Is that better? You should hear me now. Hopefully. I don't know what happened there. So, I think you should hear me now. So, again, evening to Bill, Annette, Stuart Payton and James. How you doing, fellas? And Moose, Panzer Colin, Mayhem Modelworks, Andy, and Archie, Common Road Junction. How you doing, fellas? Cheers for that, Mayhem. I think you can hear me now. Should all be good. 30 Don't know what it is, mate. I mean, I've not touched the settings on OBS. I don't know why it does that, but every so often there must be an update and it turns the audio off. I don't know why, but all good, you know. You never know. I can't tell from here, so it's when you say, then I quickly have a look and click a few buttons. So yeah, sound's on now, Stuart. Cheers, pal. Good to see you on YouTube, by the way. Evening, Richard. How you doing, fella? Cheers, Annette. Cheers, Moose. Should all be good now. Alexandria, how you doing? So everybody should hear loud and clear now. Never a good start when that crap happens. But all good now. So you sit there yapping away and then everyone goes, no audio, no audio. It's just one of them things, you know. It does updates without me knowing, and then next minute I go live and either the stream key doesn't work or the audio's messed up. Sometimes the camera hasn't switched on. I just don't know why. It's silly updates, but we're good. We're back. Right, we're on this stupid Tirpitz again. Which is kind of driving me nuts a little bit, but we'll get there. So what I think I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to start trying to dry fit a few bits just to get a feel of what it's going to look like before I do the deck and all that carry on. Stuart Payton, by the way, over on YouTube, which is there, that's YouTube chat. Stuart lives up the road from me. He's one of our model club members at the local men's shed that I'm a manager of. So good to have you on there, Stuart, and chatting away. Everybody's dead friendly, so you'll fit in well, pal. So I suppose if I'm going to start dry fitting, I better get this bad boy here and glue the deck down at least, so I can start to dry fit and get a feel for the thing, figure out what's got to go where, and get my head around it all. That will be a sensible thing to do, I guess. So that'll all end up like that, which I'd be happy with. So we'll start by gluing this side on and take it from there. Looks like it's going to need pinching together, and the glue's not going to be the quickest to dry, so I'm going to use the EMA plastic weld because it dries a lot quicker and evaporates. It's like Tamiya extra thin, but a bit more violent. We don't eat people anymore. That's true, Pansy, yeah. Yeah, we got full up eating people. I'm just looking for an old done-in brush, and we'll start chucking some of that on. For a half tidy one, even though it's a done-in one. Morning, Grey Wolf. How are you? So I'm going to start off because this end bit's kind of curly. So back in 10 minutes. Mum's calling. No worries in it. Evening, Chris. Evening, John. Evening, Ron. How you doing, pal? We just gonna give it some plastic weld EMA because it evaporates. So it's good stuff. I'm just going to glue this bit of deck down to start. I use the EMA because you've got to pinch everything together on the hole here to get it to sit right, and it dries really quick and it does what it says, as in plastic weld. So it's just a lot quicker than a Tamiya extra thin. Doing pretty good. Any day above ground is a good day too, right, mate? Yeah, that's right. So we'll get this deck section on, glued on, and then I can start playing around a little dry fitting, because obviously I've still got all the little guns and stuff that I've not dealt with, but we can deal with them after. I want to dry fit it now and get the gist of it and how it's going to look, and then we'll start painting the decks and whatnot and figuring out what goes where. Hi there, Sarah, how are you? So I'm just working my way along. This is a bit like Tamiya extra thin though. You don't want to touch it where it's wet, because it will leave a fingerprint. So it's just a quick way of doing it. Yep, as I say, still on the right side of the dirt. Be right. Right, this brush is not great. I'm trying to find a better brush. There you go, that's a stiff one. That's, the bristles are a bit better on this one. So it's capillary action, plastic weld, EMA, it's great stuff. Don't use it on little control sticks and stuff like that, or whatever you do, or the control stick will just vanish. It just melt into a little blob. Evening, Lewis. So I'm just working my way along slowly, so I've got to pinch the sides in at the same time. Another joyous day with a glue and bench. Evening, Lewis. How you doing, fella? Model making trucker. Not seen you about for a while. I have a problem with my iPad. Hoping to get it repaired soon, as I'm doing my figures for the diorama. Yeah, I saw somewhere that you were having a bit of bother with the iPad, pal. Like you say, I hope you get it sorted soon. How's your boy getting on with his diorama? You getting on alright? Evening, Alan. So, I've been watching YouTube videos on wood effect planking. Evening Scaly Models Mike, aka Dad. How you doing? See, what I like about this EMA plastic weld is it dries so quick. You know, you just let the glue dry for a minute and that's it. And it's welded it. But just like Tamiya, if you make a mistake, you can pour some of this on it again and then it'll release again. Good stuff, Lewis. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Be better when the old ship's finished. So that should have got it, hopefully. Yeah. And that's pinched it in as well, all the way along. So we've got our first bit of deck on there, all the way along, nice and neat, where it needs to be. So, all good. Now I'm just going to dry fit this middle section. Make sure we're good. See, that's white. Clunk, clunk. And that will give me the option to see where this last bit goes. The last bit fits there like that. I'll take that off and carry on this section. I'm pushing down with my thumb and I'm pulling the sides in. Ron, yeah, he has completed the diorama, and next thing he will be doing is a Russian tank, just waiting for it to arrive, mate. Oh, cool. Good stuff. So, with the old plastic world along here. Give it a minute. I feel your pain, Fred. I'm doing the Rebel one with photo etch. Keep forgetting to post pics. No worries, mate. I'm not much better. I post pics on my profile and then I post on some groups and forget others, and it's all good though. Sounds cool though. I've seen the pictures of the Rebel one when I was doing research. I haven't got photo etch on this, thankfully. I know it adds a lot more detail and whatnot, like when I done the Wellington, but if I can manage to build this without messing it up, will be a bonus, let alone anything else. Evening, Alistair. I have got a few extras to play with on this, but mainly weathering sets. That's mainly what I'm going to be doing on this, playing around a little bit when the time comes. Oh, it's just messing about with this. Good evening, Colin. How you doing? Evening, Graham. See you're here too. Lots of people here today. All good. Watch me all fingers and thumbs with the ship. What is that? What that is? Put that lid on for a minute because that stuff evaporates as well. Right, squeeze them sides in. Hold it a minute. Oh, is that what the parcel was? I saw you had a parcel from Graham. I didn't realise it was a motorbike. I've not had a chance to click the link. I came on just 10 minutes before I was live and I see a little notification there saying that you'd got a Prezi, Colin. Good stuff. Right. 1/200 scale Titanic next. How's nosing? Get that lovely fit there. Now again, like that side, I'm just going to work my way around it all. First off, I'll join the two bits together. Like that. Give it a minute. Now, the edge. See, with this plastic weld, you can keep the same brush as well, because it will go hard. But the minute you put it into the solution, it goes back to how it should be. So just waiting for this to dry out. If you have space for a 1/200 scale, it's a big boat. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? I'd find space. I've always got a theory like that. Doesn't matter what it is, I'll find a space. Same with the door I was talking about last week. I'd find a space, simple as that. Mind you, you couldn't hang it from the ceiling right enough. It's alright doing that with the aircraft. There. Put that lid on. Brush that. Hold it a minute. Just for a minute. I'll start dry fitting and get a rough idea of it. Yeah. And we've got our hull on. Looks alright. A deck, sorry, not hull. It's like, it's a fair weight. That's for sure. So, I've got bits that require other bits. So, gonna look, see what bits they are. I see K4 and that. With these ones. Yeah. So now I'm just dry fitting at the moment. I'd say 8, 2, 3, 4. That's the only stick. Just right. Right, that's deck A, which is like that. apparently. I think that goes in there like that. It's kind of odd, but I'm guessing it's right. Alright, I see. That one will be the other side. So I'll check out the chat there. Wheel mount screw holding it in place. Oh, we're talking about the old new set of ribs. A rabbit hutch is bigger than my house. Said, do you want to build a tank? As I have one for you. Ron, you know, I mean, yeah, I'd build one if I had one. I've kind of learnt something with you, Ron, to be honest. I've learnt that when you say you've been too kind and blah, 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 you just kind of not bothered. Yeah, and you still get me to build it. So that would be awesome, mate. That's the easy way, isn't it? Evening, Biff. So these wonderful pieces, when the time comes, go on there. These ones here. But obviously I can't fit these yet because there's a bit of deck under there that will still show underneath, so I will need to get the deck sorted on that. But it's just to get a gist of how it will be, minus a few parts when the time comes. I've still got searchlights and stuff like that. Apparently that will go across there like that for my little aeroplane. Like so. So you can see it as well. And obviously you got your big guns and all your little boats and that. I don't want to disconnect all my boats and stuff at the minute. It's more to get an idea of how the superstructure side of it looks. So, yeah, so from that page there, so you've got 9, 10, 11, and then they all pretty much go on top of one another. So that should be number 12, yeah. So it'll be that one. And then that one. And that'll go on there. And that one. And that. Like that. And then we'll do there. On the top. Like that lot. Goes on there. Right. Apparently that will all go on there like that. And that on the top. And then see here. Now we've got the boat houses, thingamajigs that we've done. Wherever they are. They'll go on here. Imagine that way. Alright. Just seeing who else is watching. Evening Warren. Playing around with a bit of dry fitting. Oh wait, and this bit will go in the centre there. Like that. Ooh. Does actually look quite cool when you start doing this. And then you have this bit. It goes onto this bit. Like that. And that bit. Goes in there. Like that. And then we've got a little boaty bit. Goes on that. Kind of talking to myself here. And then, oh, that's it. Pretty much. And then all the big guns and all that carry on. All the big little guns and stuff, all these big buggers go all on it and all down the sides and everywhere else. Yeah. It's not as much on the top as I expected. Obviously we've got all the little boats and the guns and everything else, the AA guns and the big cannon ones, little aeroplanes and what have you, but structure wise it's not actually as big and as high as what I was kind of envisioned. Still cool though. Oh well, all good. Well, there'll be one coming your way soon and you can't say no. And yes, as you say, not bothered. Yeah. I kind of learned that with you, Ron, because you've been awfully kind to me and, when I say you've been too kind already, you kind of just send things anyway. So I kind of just getting used to you now. What's that? Fred, first sign of madness, talking to yourself. Second sign, answering yourself. Yeah, I'm good at that. I do both. But I blame the glue. That's what I think. So I don't know how well you can see this, guys, but what I'll try and do is I'll try and hold it to the other camera so I don't tip it. But here you go. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll switch cam for a moment and turn that off because the light's good on this bit. And if I can lift this without dropping it, apart from the big guns and the little boats and all that carry on that's got to go on it, that's actually your main superstructure there. So all them little pain in the bum bits that we've been dealing with, and that's what it is. So you can see how big she is as well now. It's a fair size. There you go, manage that without dropping it. Super. So I'm really chuffed I did that, really, to be honest. Gives you a good idea kind of what to expect. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and leave it in the sections now on my bench, so I kind of know what's what. Yeah. And I'm just going to pop these off on my bench too. I don't know what's what. Right. So we've got this all on. We're all good with that. So I guess I'm going to need to start working on the old deck a bit. I'm curious to know what that big piece is over there. What is that for? So E14. Got some big pieces still here. I'm just going to try and see if I can find what it's for. Well, I was hoping to get all the big bits done first. And I've got a feeling it's something to do with a hole. Alright, blacked out, not used. There you go, that answers that. Right, cool. All good. Right, deck. Get some colour on this deck. Now, I am aware that certain bits of this, I'm just going to pop these on for a second. Certain bits of this does not have any deck colour because it's what's it? It's metal finish. It says grey, but it's not. It's a steel deck. So curves round. So I can turn this around, I think. Yep. Turn it around. Ah. Now I can see what's what. This side will be that side. So, according to this box, all this bit here, and then all across here is steel, and then kind of this bit here. There's quite a bit of steel on there. On the deck. Right. And basically it's that top structure. So I just need to do all this here. And I'm going to start with, and find it. Where are you? Israeli. There. I'm going to start off with an Israeli camouflage tan. That's the colour I'm going to start. And I'm going to work my way around the deck. To start with, if I can open the bottle in a little while. Kitchen roll. What's the time? 40 minutes. So I have plenty of time to do this bit. Right, it's a kind of very kind of yellowy kind of colour. But that's intentional. Oh, not good at all. Yeah, white. Seems to have a bit of a dirty nozzle there. Red is a Tirpitz 3 foot 2 inches. I think so, mate. Something like that. I'll tell you, it says on here, I'm going to have to go old school, I'm afraid. It's 717mm length and 103mm wide. Lid on a paint thread. Very good, Richard. Yeah. It's on. How can you see that? That's over there. That's better. Now, I'm not going for full coverage. Or I'll get in trouble. Now, like I say, it looks a bit bright at the minute. But by the time we've done a couple of bits and bobs to it, like wash wise and all that lot, it will tone right down. I'm not overly fussed at the minute. So big, this thing. go. That'll do me for a minute. Like I say, most of the decks apparently is a steel. It says on Tamiya to do it light grey or something, but there was steel. So what I will be doing, somehow, painstakingly, once the deck's done, we'll get masked to protect it, and then we will take it from there and do the steel, because I'll use the Alclad steel for that, which is hence why it took 30 odd attempts to sink it by the British and Bomber Command and all that lot, because the steel deck, it was steel under the wooden deck. So most of the conventional bombs just bounced off the deck. It looked wooden, but it wasn't. It was a thin layer of planks on top of the metal, on top of the thick steel. So all good. So we're going to do proper steel on it anyway. So all this structure here will be steel, and then each flat deck on all the bits will be steel too, and then grey all round the sides and grey everywhere else, and then we'll do the dazzle, and it'll be bish bosh bish, job done, but not quite as quick as that. Like I say, I've been watching a lot on YouTube about this deck, so there we go. So far it's the first colour. By the time that's protected a bit, and then start adding washes and whatnot to it to start getting them planks to stand out a little bit. And I'm not fussed about the side there yet. So all good. All good in the Bismarck. Tirpitz. And where I got Bismarck from. So you're starting to get a feel for it now. Because, you know, these will be like grey bits anyway. If I had it the right way around, that is. That bit goes that way. Anyway, you know, it starts to look the part. Give up trying that. But yeah, I'm pleased with that colour. As a beginner, you know, beginning colour. It's all good. Hopefully she'll float in the bath. So we haven't really done much, to be honest. We've glued the deck on. We've dry fitted to see roughly what it will look like. And we've gave it that top coat. I'd like to leave that. I mean, that's touch dry now, but I would like to leave that a little while before I start playing with it. So what I'll do is probably over the weekend, or when I get a chance before next Thursday, I'll probably aqua gloss that just to protect it before I do the next step with the washes. So And that's about it. We've got 5 minutes left, so I'll leave that there. We'll have a quick look at this little silly base it comes with. See what this says, because that's quite a quick little thing, and it was once something they told you to build right at the beginning. Well, I can see it all just clicks together anyway. So A3, yeah. So when I finish playing with it in the bath, it will be this that I leave it on top of. A3, A1. That. Cheers, Colin. Cheers, Dad. Scary models. Yeah, it's getting there. Looking good. Evening, Conrad. It'll look really cool. You see, once you get that whole red on and you start getting all them grey bits on and everything else, that to me is when it starts to really like kind of pop for me. And that goes there, that goes there. And that goes there. Like that. Come on to this. Whip a little bit of glue in there. Hold them together. Like that. Glue on there. Like that. So it all sits nice and flat. Christy. You away, Mayhem. No worries, pal. Take care. Cheers for popping by. I'm just done anyway. Just gonna got 2 little black bits to put on there. And then that's me. Go on. That way up. We'll give them a paint when the time comes. That's there, that's there, that's there. And then that is supposed to sit on there like that. I think. Yeah. Interesting design. Not the flattest design in the world for supporting a ship, but it might help when you're working with it. So there's a stand there. It'll have Tirpitz written on it. And I'll sit on the top of that good stick. I'll stick that out of the way because I don't want to get that ruined. Apple gloss it. There's our little stand there. It's got little sticky out bits to put the little Tirpitz signs on. They stick on there. So it'll go like that with Tirpitz written on it, dry brush. But I'd want to paint all this first before I did that. As you noticed, I'm not conventional when I build, even with a Lancaster. I miss bits out and go back to it because it's just easier that way to get things done without minimum damage. And that's it. So, right over to camera one. Evening, Ivan, Conrad. So, that's it, fellas. For me, that's an hour. I've got my little thing on in half an hour. The patron thing with Al Murray and James Holland. So, I'll be having a few whiskies with the guys and chilling out. Hi, Manuel, sorry. How you doing? So, it's Tirpitz, pal, not Bismarck. It's Bismarck Classo, isn't it, if I remember rightly? So yeah, that's it for now, guys. I shall be back, say, Thursday, Sunday at 7 o'clock. Get some more done on the Lancaster. She's getting there nicely now. Not much more before I start my weathering and stuff. So we'll be back on this on Sunday at 7 o'clock. Have a good weekend. Take care and stay safe. And cheers, Richard. Thanks, pal. Cheers, Graham. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I've much appreciated. And your thumbs up and all that lot. It's all good. All helps. So take care. See you soon on Sunday at 7 o'clock on the Lancaster. And have a great weekend. Cheers, guys. Bye for now.